Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so you're watching Plumb Up Diaries with MJ. Thank you for returning, and to all of you who are new, welcome. Today we are in the world of Del Sol Valley. And for those of you who've watched my previous videos, you know I love Del Sol Valley. It's one of my favorite worlds in the game, and specifically, we are back in Mirage Park, my favorite neighborhood in Del Sol Valley. So today, I wanted to share a build with you guys that is pretty cool to me. As we look around again, take in the neighborhood. It's amazing. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys another lot in this particular neighborhood. Last time you guys looked at my Del Sol Tower apartments, and yeah, I love that video. Love showcasing that to you guys. And I just wanted to share another build from this area. Specifically, this one right here, this little orange house. Now, interestingly enough, I made this little orange craftsman style bungalow. I believe it's a bungalow. Yeah, it's a bungalow. I made this well before I made the apartment building that you see over there. But this was made in preparation of growing together. That's what it was. So I made this cute little orange house in preparation of growing together, and the apartment builds were something that came in preparation of for rent. So today, yeah, you guys are gonna get a little, sweet treat of what I had in mind, and there's some goodies to this house. It's one of those oldies but a goodie. So it's on my gallery if you are interested. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you now. I have to put in the cheat code real quick. bb.enable free build. Now, why do I have to put in the cheat code? Because this house is occupied. As you can see, there's a family out here, and actually, because this is an old build, I literally dropped this down from the gallery. The family that was here just got, despawned out into the lot, and that's okay. I will give them their house back, and I'll actually give you a tour of their actual house. But I wanted to show a little love to this one, and yeah, take you down memory lane with me in this series called Memory Lanes that you guys are used to and familiar with, in which I take you down the history of my old builds and share with you the lore and the thinking behind a lot of them. So today's build is called, let me actually look at the name again because it's been a minute. Today's build is called the Soul Food Family Stayover. Now, this again was made in preparation of growing together. It was 2023. Growing Together had not come out yet. I don't believe it came out yet. Either I made this before Growing Together actually launched or released, or I made this before I had Grown Together. It was 2023. The game came out and I just hadn't had it. So either way, it was a 2023 year, and everybody was so excited about Growing Together coming out, and myself included. I was just so happy about the features that I had got wind of. So the game changers, they put out their videos, and the devs, they put out the hour-long dev walkthrough and playthrough of the game and its features. And so Growing Together was to have the stayover feature and family reunions, and even just the promo trailer that they have for that featuring the Michaelsons. I was just so excited. Now let me tell you, as an African American woman, when I see an African American family in The Sims and in the trailer and how they showed it off and the things that you could do, immediately what came to my mind is, ooh, I kind of want to play up this style of having family get-togethers and like cookout style. You guys know, like barbecue, backyard, get-togethers, and like just going to go visit your family member at your mama's house. So that's what I was thinking. So this was my idea of like a mama's house. So the idea was that I would play as my sim, who would be a young adult who probably would start a family and have a baby, an infant or something, and they would have a mom's house to go to where they can then enjoy a stay over or send their little ones over, and or even just have a place to throw the family reunion feature, and just to come visit family. So this was the idea that I had behind this. Now, what's so interesting, it's a little off topic, but today it is what, December 2025, and throughout this year there's been like the soul food family challenge, and it's been a trendy thing, and I could never know back in 2023 when I made this that challenge would be a thing, and it's something that would be perfect for that challenge as well. But anyway, let's get into the build. So, oh yeah, let me plug myself first. I always forget to do that. But anyway, this is the Soul Food Family Stayover. It is a 40 by 30 lot. It was made specifically for Del Sol Valley. Again, at the time, I think the Sims team put out inspiration, and they're like, this particular neighborhood was known to have craftsmen in it, to have that kind of like, what do you call it? West Side field. So, yeah. So cool. And if you are interested in having this particular lot, you can find it on my EA gallery, Marsha Tac 12. Please feel free to stop by, browse, have a look. There's a little bit of everything here. Mansions, community lots, pools, rec centers, parks, playgrounds, all of that. Anyway, let's drop back into it. So yeah, what do we got going on at Mama's house in terms of the exterior? Well, as you know, this is a huge lot. It is a 40 by 30. And so majority of the lot is like half house, half yard. And I'll show you what's in the backyard, because the backyard is a lot. Again, I wanted a cookout sort of feel. So there's a lot going on back there. But you guys stay tuned. I will show you what's going on back there. Also, let me make sure I'm still recording, because with OBS, you never know. All right, I am. I'm good. All right, so let's get into the yard and the walk up. So immediately I wanted that realistic feel when you come to Mama's house. And I wanted it to feel like she takes care of it, she tends to it, and she loves her plants. That's the vibe that I was going for. I don't know, I think I had like Jodie's mom in mind. If you guys ever seen that movie Baby Boy, then you know that Jodie's mom, she had a whole garden and whatnot. And I know that film took place in California. So I think like indirectly it was in the back of my mind as I was thinking of a mom and like what kind of mom would be here. So yeah, I have a garden patch out in the front, and interestingly I really like the look of it out in the front. And this is off topic, but this house over here, I built this house over here much later, and I continued that theme of having a garden in the front, and I played through it for quite a while. I was so attached to that house. So if you are someone who likes the garden, try it in the front instead of the back. It's different. It's something about coming out to the front of your house, seeing your neighbors or fellow residents in the neighborhood pass by while you're just out, just soothing yourself, gardening. Yeah, so I really like that. And I have a bunch of like flowers everywhere and hanging plants to try to give that lore and story that Mama takes care of her house and Mama takes care of her garden. So that was the vibe. And also, if you're into flower arranging, this is one of the most fun activities that I enjoy in The Sims 4. Like when Caesars came out with this, I was just glued to this flower arranging table. So yeah, if you guys want to go forth with that storyline and you like these activities, please feel free to download this and enjoy. The other thing about this house that was really cool is I made a detached garage. Now, interestingly, I hadn't made many garages at this point of time that I made this. Again, I feel like when Growing Together like promo came out, before it even launched, there was so much hype around it that me as a builder, I would build, but not as often as I do now. Like, it was something in like the magic of growing together that just made me want to just like, oh, I want to prep, I want to get everything together. I'm just trying every suburban style house that I could think of and things that I had not done before. And so, yeah, the idea of a detached garage was something that I had not done. And as you can see, it has the little garage door that comes with City Living. Oh, excuse my phone. That comes with City Living. I even have like this little mural out in the front where you can come here and just spray paint. And there are little bikes out here to kind of like simulate a family outing. Now, again, as you can see, these are Discover University bikes. You probably don't, recognize these if you're not into build mode like that. But I know that Growing Together comes with more bikes. And because I knew that and that there would be family bikes, these were put here as placeholders because I wanted the family feel of like, oh, when you go to mama's house, you might want to come and bring your kids' bikes and your bikes, and you might want to teach them out in the cul-de-sac. That was sort of the idea that I had in my mind. And yeah, I think that's so cute, and I think this will be really fun for gameplay and for, just showing off the different personalities at who's going to be at mama's house. And also, I know this door is non-functional, it's just for decor, but I've constructed this garage to be believable. There is an indoor space here, and there is a walk up through the side, which is another thing that I found out that I enjoyed. Now, because this is detached, I needed a walk up, but I found out through gameplay that it's really cool to have. Being someone who has lived in Chicago and like grew up in houses that had walkways in between them, this was very like nostalgic and familiar to me, so I really enjoyed that. All right, so other than this little porch area, well, actually, let me at least comment a little bit on the porch area. I started to become a simmer and player that enjoyed having a seating area on the porch. And not only does it look good when you're not playing in the house, like if you're just visiting a different lot, having seating on porches that are off in other, houses in the neighborhood really kind of is telling for, lore and making the neighborhood feel lively. But if you actually play here, this is also a great spot for just mingling. Whether you're mingling with other family members or you're just getting some air out on the porch. A lot of times when the welcome wagon comes over, they will come, they'll knock on the door. And sometimes I'll be bougie. Sometimes I don't answer the door. Or sometimes I just don't want those Sims in my house because I don't want them leaving plates everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And so sometimes what I'll do, I'll come out and greet them, but I won't invite them in. And then they'll come and they'll sit and they'll have a little chit chat. And I like that. If you have not tried it, go ahead and try it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the vibe that I was going for when I made this. I noticed I got this little notification up here. I'm just going to click on it to get it out the way. All right. And let me take you through an actual tour of the interior. Oh, I thought I was all the way down. Oop. Put the walls back up and take off the grid. Go into tab mode and let's give you a proper tour. So, as soon as we go into mama's house, this is what we're looking at. Now, the vibe that I wanted to go for with this is I wanted it to feel like a collection of, an accumulation of things over the years, as many parents' houses have. Like if you grew up in this house, it will be a little bit old, So that was my reflection with this carpet. Like, it's a darker brown tone, and I did that to kind of give warmth to the room. And I feel like I pick out a lot of dark brown tones and trims when I want to make an aged house sort of feel. So at the time of my building journey and the skills that I had, these were the design choices that I had picked out. When it comes to the furniture choices, I know you see these different patterns over here. You're probably like, what is with this design? Some of you might think, oh, that's tacky. What the heck? And then some of you might think, you know what? It's cute. It has character. Here's what I had in mind when I picked out these furniture pieces in this rug. So, I know that there are some moms who are eclectic and who just they like bold prints, they like bold colors. There was something about this that was just giving like funky to me. And when I mean funky, I mean like literally like the 70s slang funky. Like a mom that was probably uh either born in the 70s or was like a teen in the 70s, like, and they liked this aesthetic. That's what I was going for. And so, like, the furniture pieces that they picked out reflected just the things that they like, and they kind of put these pieces together. And yeah, that's what I had in mind. And I I know it's a taste only for some, but I liked it for the character that I had in mind. So, yeah, that's what that's what I liked about this house. Also, I do like these tiny living shelves over here. Now, this is a bookcase, but this bookcase comes with a shelf unit right there in the middle and at the bottom behind the glass. So, when I did play in this house, I used the family outside because again, I made a whole big Mayfield growing together family, and this is the extended family to that. Those are the in-laws, and I chose to let them stay here because there's a mama in that household, and she needed somewhere to run because you know mother-in-laws, they need something to run. Anyway, I loved having this little glass panel here because you could put photos in there if you did not know. Your standing portraits that you have in frames, they go really well inside these little glass panels, and it's very cute. So anyway, I didn't even mention the entryway. Entryway is a standard entryway. We got tile on the floor, the umbrella rack, the coat rack on the wall, just to imply that yeah, this is an entryway. And the first thing I I see when I come in here is this closet. Now, realistically, that is so believable. But in The Sims, I had never used this closet unit by an entryway. I usually use something like this for a bedroom. And so this was different, but it is fun because not everybody can use it now. And it works well and it's realistic and believable. So yeah, now you got extra gameplay just from having a closet off the front door. Now I did put a little space heater in here in a vacuum, and this got used quite a bit. But yeah, it was pretty fun. And I like to think that this mom has some records of some oldies that she played maybe from her teen years, and she likes to go back and reminisce on those old songs that she used to listen to. And so that's what I had in mind. And we got some art. At the time that this came out, I don't think there was much Afro art or like cultural art in the game. And so these were the pieces that I chose to help reflect that because I thought the mom would be interested in something like this. And so this is sort of like the like gallery wall for mama's house. um Again, it is 2025 at the time that I'm recording this, but I made this years ago. There's so much more art now in the game that could really complement this sort of intention, especially with the latest update and the like African art that came out. There's a lot of, for some reason there's a lot of there's a lot of like African inspired art in like black households in my family. Like there's, I remember being in my grandma's house and seeing like this old painting of like a bunch of like what looked to be like family members. They were probably, it was probably like a abstract version of like a cookout in and of itself, and dancers everywhere. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to imply that here. And yeah, I like the choices that I made. I did put a little computer station here. And again, I had in mind like when it comes to elders, especially like mamas who are up in age, like they don't know much about tech as we know about tech. So when I put this here, I put the old outdated one because I'm like, mama probably had this computer for a while, you know. If she's not working in the office in an office job, she probably does not use this thing like that. And it's just something that, the kids told her she needed to have because she needed to do X, Y, and Z with it. But it's something that, she doesn't really go to. So I thought this was cool. I love when I do this in a build because not only do you kind of need a computer to just do some basic functioning, like just ordering things that you can't get from the build by mode, but also, like, it's really good for, like, storytelling, or when your grandkids come over and, they're just playing on this old old outdated computer. Also, this is kind of like this little archway into the little kitchen. Now, this is really cool because it's a dated kitchen because we use, like, the old style cabinetry here. And then it's very funky too because we also added, like, the orange that was part of the color scheme. I'm looking at this now, I'm like, yeah, mama kind of had a tacky style. I'm gonna call it eccentric, but mama kind of had a tacky style. But anyway, this was like sort of the vibe that I was going for. And yeah, we kept it going in the kitchen. I used a round table this time. This is the table from Laundry Day, and what's cool about this table is that every time I see a circular table, I don't know, it's just something about it that just makes me think of family coming together. I think it has something to do with Roseanne. If you've been a fan of Roseanne and you've watched the show in the 80s or 90s when it came out, like, the intro starts with the family around the table and the camera just goes around the table, and that's probably where my association with round table started. And so, yeah, I knew, like, it was just something in me that just was like, nah, I gotta make this round table work in this kitchen. And I did. It looks amazing. It looks so good. So you could sit 6 people at this table, and that is a lot of Sims. And we also have, like, these little bar stools here. And again, I know it looks like a tight space, but guys, trust me when I say I have play tested this and it works fine. Everyone can fit in the kitchen, and when you want to have, like, Thanksgiving dinner or a birthday party or some sort of get together, it is so nice to see them actually sit around the table. So yeah, you guys will enjoy that. Oh, and I also put little flowers here to kind of, like, imply that mama got some flowers. She gets flowers often anytime you come and visit. So yeah, love that. Again, we kept with that orange theme in here. Now, again, this is an old build. I would not much heavily, like, rely on color to pull off a build nowadays, unless that was sort of like the storyline of the sim of whoever I'm building for. But in here, yeah, it was definitely a design choice. I mean, it's still working for mama. Like, this is her her choice, and she made her house however she felt she felt looked good. But yeah, this is mama's kitchen. There's not much space in here on the counters, I can tell you that. I mean, you got basically 1 and 2 countertops here that you could cook on, plus that one right there. But everything else is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of unnecessary clutter. But you can take it away. So, like, this plate and these, like, desserts, you could take that off of there if you want an extra counter. Because I know there's a feature that is called the cooking together feature, in which the family will cook with you. And for a build like this and for gameplay like this will work perfectly. So if you want to take these things off the counter, you can. There are some builds in which I like to really play up the appliances. Like, the appliances are not always out. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take an appliance, put it in the home, what is it, the home catalog section where you have storage, like your home inventory, when I'm not using it, just to have the extra counter. And then especially with things like this, like a popcorn maker, like, that's only for movie nights. So yeah, if you hadn't played like that, try playing like that, especially if you have a little tight space that you're working with. But yeah, this is nice. And then over on this side, there's also a little restroom over here. I'll also put a high chair because, again, this is a family-friendly lot. And And the idea is that when you come over to this lot, you will bring your little ones and they will spend time with you with family. So you can feed the baby while the rest of the family is at the table. And yeah, it's just a bunch of togetherness happening. Oh, and this is a extra restroom that I had in the build. This is nice. It's kind of matches mama's aesthetic in like the old retro vibes of the house, and that it's an aged house that's just been, again, consistently just being maintained throughout the years. I did throw a shower in here for convenience because it's The Sims and you can never have too many restrooms and actual showers somewhere for your Sims to cleanse themselves. I'm going to take you guys on over to the bedroom section of the house. So, there's also a stairwell in this house. Now, I know realistically in real life there probably would not be a staircase in one of these sorts of homes. Well, you know what? I lied. That might be. You might find it more off of a back porch than just in the middle here in this style of craftsman. But yeah, I wanted to include it because I got some things in the basement that I wanted to have for gameplay. And I'll show you guys that in a bit. But for now, we're going to look at the bedrooms. So what you see are 3 doors. 2 of them lead to bedrooms and 1 leads to a bathroom. So this is a basic layout, typical in a lot of homes and apartments. So in this first door, this would be grandma's room. So I wanted grandma to have a room here because, again, I had in mind that this will be mama's house, and you as the player, as a young adult, or maybe you're playing as an adult, who knows, either way, you have a mama's house that you would go over to visit family. And so I had in mind that your grandmother, whoever your Sim's grandmother is, would be staying with your mama. And that way you can see her too, so that you'd have an elder in the family to come to and to, hang out with. Because with Growing Together, again, I was prepping this for Growing Together gameplay, and a lot of Growing Together gameplay is socialization, social compatibility, and family dynamics. So grandma has special interactions. If you don't know, if you haven't played with Growing Together, there are special interactions between the ages. So if you have not experienced different interactions with Growing Together, it's because you have not had a multi-generational family to play with, to actually see the effect of Growing Together and what actually happens. But anyway, I wanted some place to visit grandma, to visit Nana, to visit abuela, or Lola, whoever your grandma is. Yeah, I wanted a place for them to be. And yeah, this would be grandma's room. Specifically for her, she gets her own flowers, just like mama gets her own flowers. And I put like some knitting. I don't know why I always do this with all the elders in the game. Like, they gotta knit. That's just something that I do. I'm like, oh, if you're an elder, I'm gonna put a rocking chair somewhere in a knitting bag somewhere. If it's not a knitting bag, then it's gonna be one of those, what are the crochet box that came with cottage living. Yeah, because I just think it's cute. I think it's cute, and I love seeing elders do that. But yeah, if you don't have an elder in your Growing Together family, please put one, because I love their little interactions. The fact that they could talk to little kids a certain way and give out candy, and especially with For Rent that came out later, they get the ability to like pass down wisdom. And this will also be a good place for Nana to keep the keepsake box. I didn't put one in here, but yeah, have a keepsake box for Nana to pass down to another family member come time. Also, let's check out this other bathroom. So this will be the main bathroom of the house. Yeah, same fixtures, still going with off that eccentric vibe that mama had. And then we're going to check out mama's room. So if we go through here, this is mama's room. It's a little bit bigger than grandma's. We just, we're working with our craftsmen here. We got limited space. But yeah, this is mama's room. She kind of like updated herself. You know what? This reminds me so much of my auntie, because my auntie was someone who would move often, and any house that she moved into, any house or apartment she moved into, she would decorate it herself and she would put her own stamp on it. So this was my rendition of that sort of vibe. A mama will always, like, make a home feel homely for sure. Now, what I like about this is that we got some like retro furniture here to kind of give homage to that. This is, for the older folk. And we have what I like to think of as like black art or African art on the walls, because these artworks that you see on the walls here, they came with the Get Famous pack, and I like them. And so this is how I interpreted them, and this is how I like made it work for my intention, and so what I'm gonna envision them as. So I really like it, but it's pretty abstract. You could pretty much use these paintings in a variety of ways. This is just what I'm using them for, and they really pass for the intention that I have. Yeah, they're just really good paintings in general. Whoever like put this in the game, kudos to you. And also, Mama needed her own TV. She don't need one to share out there in the living room. She needed her own TV, so this is what Mama had. And also, I know I'm saying this is Mama's house, but in my mind, this could be, if your parents are still together, this could be the house that they share as well. This could be a single mom's house. This could also be Mama's house, and Mama also has a boyfriend. Who knows? This is just all I had in mind, and I know it's like Mama's house. Oh, and because Mama is into plants, there's a little bonsai, what do you call these things? Bonsai trees? Anyway, they grow in game, and you can shape them however you want, and it's just a cool activity to have. And don't cut Mama's tree. Let Mama cut her own tree. So, sometimes I know in the game, Sims will autonomously do this for you, and I just be like, hold on now, I wanted to cut that myself. But yeah. All right, so that is the main floor of the house. Again, I did not take you out back where the cookouts are gonna happen. You will see that, but first, let's get into the basement. So I'm gonna go down. I don't know how to go down in tab mode, so I had to get back out of tab mode. So you have the bottom floor. These are the stairs that lead you down, and this is what you see when you go down. Now, again, a lot of the basement that I have been to, they're non-finished basements, or they're semi-functioning spaces, because they're just kind of like just this damp area downstairs that just function mainly for laundry. If it's not laundry, it's just somewhere to work out downstairs in a storage space. So I reflected that with these items that I have chosen. So as you can see, I have laundry here. Thank goodness for laundry day and like the items and clutter that came with that. And I have a little treadmill here that kind of like gives off the vibes that this space has not been used in a while. But yeah, at some point, Mama or Dad at the time, if they were living together at the time, wanted to work out down here. And then we got other little pieces of little laundry and just decor items, clutter items that kind of reflect like this is a basement and stuff just gets thrown down here sometimes. I did put a chess table because I do know that laundry may take some time, especially if you have a big household. So I thought, why not, play a game of chess while you wait for your laundry to get done. And that's a good bonding moment. So yeah, so there are 2 rooms in this basement. This room right here that I'm showing you is kind of like a storage room. Now, I have decorated it to be sort of this storage room, but these items are actually functional. So how I place them is they can be used in the position that they are in. So if you want to, like I said, this could be you could put any other different item here, and this could be just a craft room, hobby room, however you see fit, whatever makes sense for your mama and the things that she used to be into. You can come down here and have a space for that. For me, I really just needed an excuse to put this toddler bed, because story-wise, it makes sense that This will be Mama's house, and that house that Mama bought and that Mama lives in. But you coming over with your little ones for the stayover and for that growing together family gameplay. I don't see a toddler bed being here like permanently. And so what made sense for how I can make the setup is, how about we have in our storage area the spare toddler bed that either Mama bought for stayovers, or it's an old toddler bed from when you were a kid and Mama still keeps it in her storage room. So that way, if you just so happen to have a toddler and they're here, you can, pull this bed out or let your toddler use it. And yeah, that's just the rest of the space. If you're into singing, this mic just happens to be here. If you're into art, the easel just happens to be here. But then again, you can swap this out for whatever craft or hobby you're into. So yeah, if you're into pottery, put that there. If you're into, what else is there? Candle making, that can go there. Now, on the other side, you got these two doors. One is to a bathroom and one is to a spare room. So here's the restroom down here. I did put a little toddler potty down here just in case you have a toddler. This is just a replica of what's upstairs. It's just a, Mama style bathroom with her wallpaper that she picked out. Her eccentric style. We're not going to call her tacky. We would never tell that to Mama. And, this is the spare room. Now, guys, I know this kind of is a whole different aesthetic in here. I can't even tell you what I was thinking when I made this room because it was so long ago. But I do know that my intention was to have a stayover guest room in the house for when you as the player wanted to come visit Mama and you wanted to come spend a night with your little one, you'd have a place to do that. Now, I probably added this last minute, and who knows, maybe I had the idea that Mama picked out the color herself and she painted the walls in this pink color. That's just what Mama wanted. That's probably what I had on my mind at the time. And anyway, let's get into this stayover room. So the stayover room would be a place that you'd come to when you want to visit Mama, but it was a temporary spot. So I wanted it to make it feel like it was an extra room that Mama had, and Mama just decorated it up when she found out that you were coming over. So, because she liked that you would come over and stay over for a little bit, she invested in a Murphy bed to where this space could be used for that additional purpose. So, the Murphy bed, let me tell you guys a little story about the Murphy bed, because the Murphy bed, I was so excited about using this thing, and I love the idea of it being this functional object that you could just let down and a bed would come out, and I thought that was so cool. And it came with the Tiny Living stuff bag. So I literally bought Tiny Living for the furniture and the cast. I was one of those players, I usually get every pack when it, not exactly when it comes out, but I usually get every pack because I want it. Today I don't have as of today I don't have Journey to Batu, and I don't have the new SpongeBob packs that come out. It's just not my taste. I love SpongeBob. I don't have anything against Star Wars. It's just I don't really picture me playing that in my Sims game. But anyway, the Murphy bed, it's a cool object. I love it. I love that it has that functionality. When I found out that it could unalive your Sims just by chance, I was so scared to put this thing down. I'm like, oh no, I can't make any build with the Murphy bed. Oh my gosh, because I'm not a chaos player. I'm just not. I'm not the type of player that likes when my Sims are unalived. No, that is just terrible to me, dreadful. Because I put so much time into my Sims, so much time into making the families, to dressing them up alone is just a lot. I'm 3 hours in cash just dressing up an entire family. If I'm dealing with one Sim, it's 1 hour at least. But an entire family, it's gonna take a minute. But the progress that you go through to build their skills up, build them up relationships, set their dynamics, have them meet friends, have them rank up in their careers. It just takes so much work for it to be all gone based off a bed. I was like, oh heck no. So for the longest, I would not put this little Murphy bed anywhere, but I think I got over that fear after I realized, like, okay, if you check for the buff, your sim will get slammed on, and that's sort of like the warning. The game never just outright just unalives them. So that's a good thing, because you usually get a warning, unless you got the chase by death trait, which, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to put that on my Sims. Unless I want a ghost on purpose, I'm not going to put that on my Sims. But yeah, so that kind of gave me comfort, knowing that you had to wait for the buff. And if your sim got slammed on, that was pretty much the, okay, you got hit once, and it will happen again if you try again right after a hit. So just a tidbit for you guys, it's the same with the vending machines. If you get hit once, just don't try again. Like, I am referring to the vending machines that come with Snowy Escape that can unalive your Sims. I like the machines from Snowy Escape. I think they're amazing. There's just a scary part from them being unalived, but the trick to them is that if you get hit already, check for the buff and stay away from the object until the buff goes away. So anyway, so I was still able to make this work from Mama's house. You can still come here, function. If you feel the same way that I did, I got over that fear, but if you had not, you can easily swap this out. A regular bed fits here just fine. You could put the mattress in here if you want to. You could put a single bed down here if you want to. But either way, it will still work and function as a regular stayover room. And also, we got a little like pack and play over here. So I put the pack and play because, again, I wanted it to give the feel of like a temporary setup. Like, this is just something Mama put together to make sure you're comfortable while you're here. And yeah, so if you have your little infant, they can stay here. If you don't have an infant and you have a toddler, you could put that bed from the other room right here. You could watch them. If you have both, I'm so sorry. Because I did not think of families that had twins when I made this. But if you could easily take this little old storage wardrobe down and put the extra bed or pack and play here. But yeah, this is basically the room that I had for stayovers. I put artwork on the wall to make it seem like Mama tried to make it comfortable for you when you stay over. And I put a little TV down here in case you get bored. Mama thought about that. And I know it's kind of crazy because this is like a nice widescreen TV with like some little speakers. And kind of it has this like little modern kind of feel to it. So you would think that would cost Mama a pretty penny. But yeah, that's the idea that I had at the time. And so this is basically the stayover room. All right, so now that we've toured the basement, we've toured the upstairs. Actually, let me go use my little feature. Okay, there we are. We toured the downstairs. Now it is time to check out our backyard area. My area that I mentioned for cookouts and barbecues and family reunions. So let's check it out. You got the sliding glass door back here. And we got a porch. We got a back porch right here. So this is the view from Mama's kitchen coming right out the door. And we got a lot of furniture on the back porch. So again, y'all, at this time in my building journey, there's a lot out here, and I'm going to point it out. But in my mind, I wanted the most out of the gameplay. And that's not a bad intention to have, but that intention in the way that I carried it out caused me to put a lot of objects on the lot. And again, it's great because it's all functional, it all works, but that meant that the lot was it's just cluttered. Functional clutter, but yeah, it's filled up. So this was Mama's back porch, and I pictured this as somewhere that Mom or the aunties could come and sit and chit chat, and Grandma could come out here as well and just, you just chat with the neighbors or friends or family, distant relatives, whatever. You can come, and this will be where everybody comes to chit chat. And they could watch the little ones on the rug. Maybe the infants come out to get a little air, and if they fall asleep, they can fall asleep, and there's another little pack and play right there. I had everything in mind covered for like, this will be child friendly and family friendly, and everybody will have a little space to enjoy during the cookout. Now, over here, I have like a whole little playground furniture set. So the idea was that Mama loves her family so much and her grandbabies so much that she invested in a little playground for when they come over. So there's child swings there and child monkey bars and a little toddler slide for when the grandbabies come over. They have something to do because Mama loves them. And we continue with the landscaping of Mama's flowers. Mama has her, what are these called? Dahlias? Or I cannot remember what these flowers are called. Anyway, guys, write down your comments. Type down your comments down below of your opinions of the house so far, and also of this yard that I'm about to show you, because it's a lot all for one backyard. So let me get into it. Besides the playground equipment, there is also like a little tent here. Why? Because I wanted something else for toddlers to do besides having the slide. So I thought to myself, okay, what else could toddlers do? Toddlers may want to take a nap too. And so I put these little pillows here, and I put a little tent, and it has double functionality because toddlers can actually play in the tent as well. And as well as child sims. Child sims can do the same. But yeah, this is this is what it's looking like. So there's a lot going on at Mama's house. Then we have the little barbecue area. So Mama has a grill back there. And you know what? I imagine this would be Dad's grill. So Dad would do the cooking. Essentially, at least that's how it worked in my household. Like in real life, our dad would do the cooking on the grill, and he was always the guy to barbecue. Like it was never Mom doing it, Grandma didn't do it, Dad handled the grilling stuff. And so I kind of replicated that idea. So there's this big fancy grill because that's the one that Dad wanted. And then there's a table for people to get together. Don't worry, this is not the only table, but you can set up more if you want to. And then there's a high chair up out here because, again, I'm thinking of being inclusive of the little ones, of the infants and the toddlers, so they don't feel left out. So if all the family's eating at the table, I want the little ones to feel included as well. So they're nearby. They're always nearby. And then over here we have sort of like the party area. So we have, basic clutter to make this still feel like this is a garage that gets used. But the way that I set this up, I made it look like there's a party going on in the driveway. So as you can see, we got the card table because I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times when my family's getting together, cards were a big thing when it came to backyard parties. And family members, they sit around the table and they play cards, specifically spades. I used to be so good at spades and I've forgotten how to play. It's been years, but that's what they used to do. And then over here we have a little dance area. Now basically this just calls back to my actual like childhood and what I saw growing up when it came to backyard parties and cookouts and all of that. Like literally my uncle was the one who threw a lot of backyard parties and cookouts. He would have this giant stereo that he'd set up, and then his backyard, growing up in Chicago, this is just how his house was. Like he had a house, him and my aunt had a house in which their backyard had a cement ground, and it's where the garage used to be, and the rest of the lot was just gravel. And so on that cement ground is where that would basically be the dance floor where all the line dancing took place and the cha-cha slide and all of that. And so I kind of replicated that idea here. I did set some chairs up because maybe some people want to watch, but yeah, this will be where my Sims version of where the dancing would happen. I I know it doesn't probably make sense to have like a little dance floor right here, but for functionality in The Sims, to kind of replicate line dancing or group dancing, I needed the dance floor to be able to do that. So that's what I did here. And we got a little bar, a little pop-up bar to kind of give vibes that this is, you know, it's a party going on. And again, this is just a cool space. You have a big, giant space to work with. This is a big drive up to the garage. If you want to get rid of all of these items and set it up for however you want to, you can make your own party. You know, pop out tables however you see fit. Also, this doesn't have to just solely work for backyard parties and cookouts. This could be for birthday parties for the little ones. You could decorate it however you see fit. You could decorate this for a baby shower if you want to. You can have this be the prom send-off before party, however you want it to be. But yeah, so this is just my idea of what Mama will have at her house. And I know I said it's Mama and Daddy's house, but I call it Mama's house. And anyway, the garage, let me show you the garage. So the idea with the garage that I had here is that this will be a functional garage, but you know, it had Daddy's tools and stuff in here and all his old, you know, interest and hobbies. But Mama recently had Dad clean out the garage so that we had more room for the stayover. So the idea here is that, again, Mama wanted to make space for those who were visiting, and so she made use of the garage, being as how she ran out of space in her house. And I thought this was pretty cute. Like, she put some rugs out here so you'd be comfortable, and a little blow up bed. Now, me, because I knew if I were to have multiple spaces and, you know, in The Sims, and somebody actually is staying over here, it will be a lot for them to walk out, go out the door, or go out this door to go back into the house to like use the restroom. Now, realistically, yes, that's what will happen if you stay over and you are staying over in the garage portion. But in The Sims, it's an inconvenience to have to wake up at night and actually go to the inside of the actual detached house. So I put a restroom in here. And I made it look believable. Look, it's passing. I made a makeshift restroom in here so that, yeah, there's a full restroom. And I made it look like Dad put something together to make it function. But hey, it may not be believable as far as storytelling, but look, it's great to have as far as convenience and gameplay. So that's me having you guys in mind when I made this. But yeah, this is a cool looking garage. It's just a basic area that just shows, like, you know, where extra things are stored. We also got the decorations box, because if you're not visiting Mama, you could play as Mama and Dad. Just play as Mama, and you could decorate the house as you see fit. You could upgrade these rooms throughout the year and host the stayovers however you want. So yeah, that is almost everything. I do have one more spot to show you guys. Now, as you can see, this is the end of the driveway here, and there's a gate to this lot. So let me tell you, this was built around the time that Growing Together came out, and there was a lot of promo. I saw the Game Changers putting out their videos. Rochella is a YouTuber. She's a really cool YouTuber. I watched some of her stuff in her Growing Together Let's Play when it came out, and she had this beautiful house, and it was on, excuse my phone, sorry. She had this big house, and it was beautiful, and she did not use all of her yard. And it was so interesting because I never not used all of my lot before. She fenced off her yard and she didn't use the rest of it. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. So at the end of the driveway, we can go out to the actual alleyway that comes with Mirage Park and Del Sol Valley. That's this neighborhood. But there's outside of your lot perimeter. So as you can see by this white line here, if I put the grid on, you'll be able to see. Here's where the actual lot stops. Now, by me putting a fence right here, it gives the illusion that the lot stops here. And so you have this extra space that is now technically a public space because it's not on your mama's property. Now, what is all this stuff? Why do I have all this junk out here? Is it for the junk man that comes by to just pick up stuff in the alleyways? If you have the junk man in your neighborhood, if that happens, I'm not sure if that's a universal thing, but where I'm from, in Chicago and Indiana, it's a thing. But there's a lot of people that come and just picks up whatever furniture you're not using. I don't know where they come from. They're like ghosts, and they just know. Like you could put it out. Literally, we had. Literally, I was doing like some spring cleaning earlier in the year or whatever. I put out these like units, these furniture units that I weren't using anymore. Put them out on the curb. I was gone for an hour. I think I went to go get some groceries. Came back, it was gone. That's how quick these people move. But anyway, that's good because then you don't have to worry about getting it off your property if you don't want it. But anyway, why did I make this here? Why did I have mama's property line stop here and added this extra stuff, the garbage and this extra well, let's take a look at it. So basically, this is a makeshift like hangout area. And I had this funny idea. Rochelle inspired me because she had her yard line stop, and what she had past that area was just an open field with a tree house. And for my build, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I had a hangout area like the King of the Hill? If you've seen the show King of the Hill, it is a like American TV show with Hank Hill and Peggy Hill and Bobby Hill, and it's a funny, humorous adult show. And the kick of that show is that there's a fence line where all the husbands in the neighborhood, guys in the neighborhoods, they just kind of hang out there and they drink beer. And so I thought, how cool would it be to have Dad make a little like hangout area? I'm laughing because this is so funny to me. How cool would it be to have Dad have a hangout area? Because he had to give up his space in the garage. As you can see, the garage got taken over because Mama said, fix the garage up, we're gonna have some people over, right? So dad doesn't have his little peace of mind anymore. He doesn't have a man cave. The basement's taken over. So I thought, why not just have a spot for Dad to be with his friends? They could come over, they could drink, they can pull out some drinks from the cooler. They could, look, I even put a little TV out here. So the idea, I'm so sorry if it rains because this will no longer be functional if that happens. But I even put a little TV out here because I thought, what if Dad got a little portable TV? As you can see, there's this little keg stand over here. Like Dad made do. Okay, he wanted to have himself a spot, and he did just that. So he got himself like the old furniture that was in the garage and the little lawn chair. What is this called again? The cooler. He got out the cooler, the keg stand, the TV, and he made himself a spot because he was just going to enjoy himself this cookout. So if the ladies and the kids got the whole yard over there, the aunties, grandma and mama, they all got the porch. The babies and the kids, they got the yard. The guests got the garage and the driveways for everybody. This is what Daddy had. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing so hard because it's been a while since I looked at this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I put all this out here. And then there's also a tent here. Why does Daddy need a tent? I don't know. Why did I put this here? I cannot remember why I would put this here. I think because you have the ability to nap in the tent and you can read in the tent if you want to. But yeah, that's just something that I had in mind. And now, officially, that is the end of the tour. So, this has been really fun. This has been Mama's house. And this is great. This is a great house. Now, when I did this house, I loved this house. I think it was really cool. But when I did move the family in here that I had, I I didn't really cater it to this specific family that I was using, because they weren't quite fleshed out yet. So this storyline, it does work for mama, and if it's just mama and like grandma and daddy that just stays here. If you have more family members that stay with mama, this will not work. So I eventually had to put a different lot here, but this is still a good lot if you are interested and you want to use it. So by default, again, this is called Soul Food Family Stayover. And take note of how it's spelled. Soul Food is put together, all one word, probably because I ran out of character limits. So note that when you are looking for this. But anyway, you can still find this just as easily on my gallery just by typing in stay over, the word stay over, just as it is. It is a residential lot. It is 40 by 30. If you want this, you can go grab it. And again, it will be on my EA gallery. So this is my EA gallery, Marsha Tac 12. And just for your convenience, I'll go ahead and view the catalog, and I'll show you guys how I would find this if I were you. I would just type in stay space over, and I would type in, hit the lots button. Oh, I gotta retype it. Stay dash over, because I made it so long ago. And oh, I'm sorry, I have to put the lot size. I didn't know that. Type in 40 by 30 and then it pops up. All right, so that's how you will find this. Oh, a lot of people have downloaded this, but yeah. This is a cool lot. If you want it, please feel free. Set the lot size and make sure that you type in stay over here and you'll be able to find it. But yeah. That has been the Soul Food Family Stayover house. And again, this is my version of Mama's house for growing together gameplay and for staying over. Whether you're visiting the lot or you're playing as Mama, this is a great place for family functions. So this was so cool, and it was great going down memory lane with you guys, showing you this old build of mine and why it was such a favorite of mine in the first place. So thank you guys for listening, for just coming down memory lane with me and reviewing this nostalgia. It's been a blast. And again, check out my gallery if you want this build. Please comment down below what your opinion is, your thoughts on it. If this works for your gameplay with the Soul Food Challenge that's going on now. I don't know. I made this years ago. But this has been really cool. And yeah. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for your support. And until then, bye.